THT the answer to the Lakers' third scorer problem?
Coming up next.
The Lakers really have 3 All-NBA first team players this year. All right, let's get into it.
Welcome back, everyone, from the Contessa NBA podcast. I'm your co-host, Ethan Cope, here once again with Max and Alex, the usuals. And
Hello.
Today, we're going to be talking about how James Harden got fat this offseason.
Among other things.
Let
me just start off the podcast with.
Oh my God. It's okay. Ethan has the jersey with the real 23 in LA. But...
ceremonial jersey putting on after you just received it for the holidays. Nice. All right.
Moving on.
So,
all right, today we're going to get into, before we start off with some, preseason news and action, our main topic for today is going to be standings predictions. So last year we kind of did it with our award predictions, but we figured it would be easier to do it in a separate podcast because we have news and preseason stuff that we wanted to talk about. So we're going to get into that first. The first thing, if you pay attention to NBA, probably the biggest headline in the past week or two has been how James Harden went missing, which he came out and said he was training in Atlanta and Vegas. He was training in Atlanta and Vegas.
Come on.
That
go missing.
No, I'm just saying what
photographic evidence of him
in the club.
With strippers and bottles.
But he said he was training with
his personal
trainers in Vegas and Atlanta this offseason, which is fine. But
yeah, he training already. He trained something.
There's also
you running a train, not training.
All right.
Are you okay? I mean, just like one thought on the whole Harden thing, man. He's really childish for that one. What he just pulled off. Like, I know he said he was training or whatever with his personal trainers, but I don't know. I don't like the way he treated or the way he took this situation. Like, even though he requested a trade, like, show up like Jimmy did and fucking get the third stringers and run the whole practice.
Yeah, no. I don't think he handled it that well. I don't really have a problem with. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are mad that he went to like clubs and shit and was hanging out, with like rappers this off season, but he was also just stuck in a bubble for like, I don't know, like 2-3 months.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with him going out as long as he stays in shape. But the problem is he came back and that picture, surfaced during the like preseason warm-ups where he looks fat.
Yeah, the warm-up gear definitely makes it. He looked like at least somewhat in shape in the game, but I guess
it looked like a shorter Kendrick Perkins.
With braids and a full beard.
Yeah.
But obviously, it doesn't seem like he followed the NBA's protocol regarding COVID at all.
No, and that's really one of the First of all, I think it's what he did was selfish on multiple parts. I mean, for one thing, you requested a trade, yes,
which
but why don't you play the game? Like, why don't you play the game up until the point that you're traded? I don't understand. I get that. All right. You're also doing this to the Rockets, and the Rockets over the last 8 years or whatever have given him literally everything that he's wanted.
Yeah.
They gave him D'Antoni, CP, Dwight, all the superstars, everything to make him comfortable. They got Rocco, so they did everything in their power to keep Harden happy. And Harden is just.
Yeah. I was just going to say. A report came out that the report came out that he would have demanded a trade last season if they didn't trade for Westbrook. Just like
and I mean that especially is crazy because then they give up all these draft picks and Chris Paul for Westbrook and they're both gone.
Yeah.
Essentially they traded Chris Paul and a bunch of first round picks for John Wall.
Yeah, which is bad. Very, very bad.
And then also, it's also selfish on the part of the league because the league is trying to really hold together this season because there will be traveling, and one of the faces of the league is out here partying, possibly contracting COVID, and it makes for a really bad situation. But if you're Harden, man, just play. I mean, you don't have a bum team. Just play until you get traded.
Yeah.
It's really not that hard. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's not like he's holding out for like a contract extension or anything. He just wants to be traded. There's no point in, ditching the team or whatever. And like he didn't show up to practice for the first
right.
I don't think he showed up to like training camp at all, really.
Yeah,
and this was
if I were Harden, I would give this a chance. I really would, because you have a new coach. He was unhappy with the D'Antoni system. They're not doing small ball anymore. They actually have centers that can hit shots. So the spacing is all there. They have what it takes to make a really decent run. They're not winning anything this year, but to just completely ditch this group, I think it's just unfair. I mean, you're not giving them a chance. He is starting to, because he's back with the team and he's, he was playing in the preseason game, but still, I mean, this is poor leadership just to start off the season like this.
Yeah. And back to the selfish thing, like it's also a first-time head coach, and for him to kind of deal with this situation it's not right, I don't think. But
it's kind
of
at
least he's back, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, there's not really much else to add to it. And like you said, Max, I really think that Rockets can at least do some damage in the West this year. I mean, they added John Wall, and who is obviously way better off ball than Westbrook is, because Westbrook needs the ball in his hands in order to do anything. And they added Boogie, and obviously, it's not like 2016 DeMarcus Cousins, but I mean, he still deserves a starting roster spot in the NBA, or at least coming off the bench.
A chance to start, yeah.
And they also added Christian Wood this offseason. I know they lost Rocco, but I feel like they added really solid pieces this offseason. And John Wall and Boogie both look good in their first preseason game. I didn't really see the second one where Harden played, but Harden also looks good. I know it was just one play, but that step back three that he hit on Derek White, I think.
Yeah, it's right back to where he started pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they can do some damage. So obviously we don't know exactly what's going on, but just from the outside looking in, based on what we know, it's kind of unfair for him, like Alex said, to do that to the new coach, and then to the new players that are there. That kind of sets a weird example for them. Obviously, as James Harden is as big of a face as he is in the NBA, but yeah, I mean,
and also, I mean, doesn't that driver's draft stock down? That trade stock, sorry, but doesn't that make teams less inclined to want to trade for you if you're out here messing around, and as soon as you're not happy, you go and party and break COVID protocols and whatever.
I get that point, but I mean, a player like Harden, you might just bite the bullet and be like, I'm getting one of the greatest scorers of this generation.
Yeah, but you also have to think I'm going to be giving up my future for that guy. I mean, giving up for my future for the guy that's going to,
I think it's easier for
I run the risk of doing that.
Yeah.
What was that?
I think it's easier for a team like Brooklyn and Philly to trade for him, where they know he would be willing to stay long term.
Yeah.
So
maybe
I think those.
So possible trade destination. Oh, I actually wanted to talk about this though. One of the teams, Harden created a list of teams that he wanted to be traded to. One of those teams was the Bucks, which is really, really strange.
Which I don't think could happen, because they traded the whole farm for Drew, which kind of sucks, because I mean, that trade package for Harden would be a lock.
It would be.
I mean, they'd have to get rid of Chris Middleton.
Yeah, they would definitely get rid of Chris Middleton and probably their whole bench and whatever first round picks they had left.
Yeah, but Max, the most intriguing trade destination is Miami, which I think you were going to say next.
That's one of them. I mean, obviously, we heard of the top two, which is Brooklyn and Philly. Miami has become like a kind of a sleeper team in this, which would be.
Yeah.
I mean, that would make things interesting.
And to any Heat fans that are reluctant to trade Hero for Harden, get out your feelings.
Get over it.
Get out your feelings.
The best I can do is Duncan Robinson.
Yeah, we'll trade you. We'll trade you prime Michael Jordan. Duncan Robinson.
What would be really crappy though is that they just signed Goran Dragic, and if they try to trade for Harden, they're gonna have to trade first round picks, Hero and Dragic. So
I'm still taking that if I'm the Heat.
Yeah, no. Of course, I'm just saying like
business, man.
Yeah, it is business. It's business, but it's a little cold. I'm sure Dragon has some other things on his mind though. But anyways, Dragic the Dragon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Philadelphia, it seems like if he goes to Philadelphia, they're probably trading Ben Simmons.
Which they should do in a heartbeat. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that works out in both situations. I mean, you have, I don't know about with John Wall, but like you have a team of shooters with the Rockets, and then you have Ben Simmons around. I mean,
John Wall can shoot for sure.
I think he's streaky, John Wall. Like he'll have nights where he's hitting, and then some nights where he has the 3 for 15.
But John Wall can also play off ball, so that's not really. I wouldn't really be concerned about John Wall's play style.
Yeah, and with the thing with Simmons, he's young and under contract, so you have some what would you call it?
Options.
Some protection if you trade for Simmons because you're not.
Yeah, you have a different way.
Yeah,
you have a couple ways you can go, and then on the Philadelphia side of things, I mean, adding Harden and Embiid. I mean, we already saw with Jimmy that you have a shooting guard with Joel Embiid, and it can work pretty well.
Yeah,
having those two scoring options.
And it would be Harden with Seth and Danny Green around him, Tobias and
it's literally it would be the same situations, but it's like Ben Simmons could shoot, basically.
If only Ben Simmons was one of like the best scorers of his generation. Obviously,
well, I know, but better, like,
okay,
you know what I mean.
I got you.
It would just be the same situation. Like they wouldn't have to change their offense or anything. It would just be Harden running the offense instead. But he also has that ability to shoot, so that's just even more flexibility.
Yeah.
And obviously, you lose out on that defense with Ben Simmons. All NBA defender, one of the best in the league. But I mean, to get that offensive, I guess variety.
Right, because he can facilitate just as well as Simmons, if not better.
Yeah, exactly. So. Yeah, I mean, if you're the Sixers, and I've seen a bunch of, because as an Eagles fan, I follow, like, all the Eagles pages I follow are also Sixers fans, and they're all like, no, don't trade Ben Simmons, don't do it, Daryl Morey, like, no way, blah, blah, blah. But, like, bro, come on. Ben Simmons is in his 4th year and still doesn't know how to shoot.
Yeah, if you tell me, would I rather have Harden or a guy who can't score outside 5 feet in a playoff game? Give me Harden.
Yeah, there's no way. But yeah, I mean, I think the Heat could work out. I guess you just run the offense. Like Max said, you would probably trade Hero and Dragic, but then Dragic's usually the one like running that offense. So you just plug Harden in there, who is 10 times the player that Dragic is, and they are automatically contenders. Because right now, I know the Heat made the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and they kind of have the same team, except, I don't know, swap like Avery Bradley for Jay Crowder.
Yeah.
But
not just the Eastern Conference, they made the finals.
Yeah, right. My bad. But right now, I don't see him even getting.
Getting back to the finals.
Are you?
Yeah,
okay?
let alone. I couldn't think for a second. I don't even see him getting. I see him like a 2nd round exit at best this year.
Yeah, I do too. And
like that's best case scenario, and I still think they could be a 1st round exit this year, just because.
Depending who they get.
Yeah, but the Heat is the East is so like top heavy this year. So like with the Bucks, Nets, Sixers are a lot better this season. New coach, new GM. I mean, you got the Celtics who, have a couple injuries to start, but the Celtics always make deep playoff runs. So
here, let's move on from Harden. Let's talk about speaking of the Rockets. Let's talk about John Wall and Boogie real quick. First of all, I think they look great, especially John Wall.
He doesn't look like someone coming off an Achilles injury.
No, he still has that first step.
Well, yeah, that was exactly what I was going to say. He's still obviously not as explosive, but you can still see like he's going to beat people off the dribble for sure. And I also liked how Boogie looked for the Rockets. I think he looked like he looked like physical in like a good way. Like he looked like, he was being physical in the paint. He was backing people down, which, you want to see from DeMarcus Cousins because that's what
shot.
Yeah, that's what he did so well before, his injury. I don't know, his series of injuries, I guess. But I liked how they looked. I just watched some of their first preseason game, but
I don't see and this goes into it. It's like you have two guys coming off of Achilles injuries and they look really, really good. I mean, like
ACL, yeah.
Well, didn't Cousins also tear his Achilles
2 years ago? Yeah.
Okay, whatever. All right, so
either
way, you got two guys coming off of career-ending injuries, or what was known as a career-ending injury, and they look pretty good. We don't know if they're going to be like at the top of their game again, but as it looks, first of all, I don't know why Harden would want to leave that. I mean, it seems like a really good situation to just kind of like stumble into, especially, John Wall can do very well against other shooting guards. He did with Bradley Beal. James Harden is a lot better, of course, but I'm just saying in general. And then DeMarcus Cousins was obviously the best center in the league. So I'm not saying he'll come back as the best center, but hopefully there's still something there. I mean, there's for sure a lot of talent there. I don't see how the Rockets, if James Harden stays, I don't see how they're not like a really competitive playoff team.
If Harden stays, I think they end up being a top 5 seed, like last year.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's touch on
other dude.
Speaking of Achilles injuries, Brooklyn, KD, my fantasy team, watching that first game with Kyrie and KD, because that was offense at its purest. That was awesome, man. That was some of their shots they were taking. I mean, Kyrie also came off of a really bad injury. And they both look really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, we just talked about Harden being one of the greatest scorers ever. Like, KD and Kyrie are on par, in my opinion. Like, both look good coming off the injury. KD especially, he looked like he had some pop in him. After coming back from the Achilles, he didn't look like tentative or a bit slow. To me, like both Kyrie and KD came firing out the gate. So that was.
He looked kind of refreshed, if anything.
Yeah, it was good to see as a basketball fan, for sure.
Yeah.
As a Celtics.
Oh wait, you weren't cheering when KD went down?
Oh my God,
No.
All right. Anyways, now that we touched on the Nets a little bit, I also wanted to touch on the fact that Giannis actually signed his Supermax.
Yeah, so all the speculation of him leaving next free agency is out the window now.
Thank goodness.
I didn't bring this up. I forgot to ask Max. Is Kostas going to be influential in Giannis' decision now? I know he was supposed to be a big part.
Maybe he just signed the Supermax just to get the bag, and then he's going to request a trade. Yeah. No, man. This is a really good sign for the Bucks because Giannis seems absolutely driven to bring that franchise a championship. And this here, he's putting those words pen to paper. I guess if that makes sense. He's putting it down in writing that he is there to win the Bucks a championship. And in the player empowerment era where James Harden is requesting a trade from a strip club and LeBron creates super teams and KD joins super teams, it's nice to see that a generational talent like Giannis is there to stay with, especially a small market franchise.
Yeah, but also like the Bucks have gone a lot better this offseason. I think a big part of that, I think the most important part of that is if the Bucks don't make that Drew Holiday trade, I don't think he signs that extension. And I know I know there was reports of like Giannis really wanted Bogdanovic to sign there, but there's that whole
Bucks
thing, I guess. But
spoke too soon.
Yeah, like you said, I really didn't want to see Giannis go to like a team like the Mavs, which were always rumored, or like the Heat, where it would just be like completely unfair. But I like him staying with the Bucks, and I think he'll be able to compete for a ring soon. Okay, hold on. Let me rephrase that, because technically, like, they are a contender, but like the past 2 years have been kind of disappointing. Second round exit 4-1 to the Heat, pathetic. And then going up 2-0 in the Eastern Conference Finals the year before against Kawhi and the Raptors, and then getting swept after that, basically. But yeah, like Max said, I like the generational player staying loyal to his team. So I think that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was good to see also. I know there was like a lot of rumors saying that after the Drew Holiday trade, it was going to happen. I was still kind of iffy on that. I thought he would at least test free agency. But like you guys said, he seems happy to be in Milwaukee. He likes Milwaukee. He likes the team. And, I mean, again, and it's a win for Milwaukee. Small market team. They got Giannis for 5 years. Obviously, I think there's a good chance that he doesn't fulfill the full 5 years, and at maybe some point request a trade. But I think this deal at least buys them 3 years with Giannis, 3 seasons at least.
Yeah, after this season, obviously.
Yeah.
I think. Hold on, I was going to say something. The next person to go. Oh, that's right. It seems like, which is a good thing, there's a lot of collaboration between every part of the Bucks organization, from Giannis to the front office to the ownership. And that's what you need. That's really kind of the perfect situation you can be in. You can ask for as a player, even as a fan watching, all of these pieces come together and really, really have the same goal. I think the next person to go, if the Bucks, wet the bed again, is coach.
Oh, great. That's true. Yeah. Budenholzer's on the hot seat. This put pressure on him.
Yeah. This is his year, man. This is his year to really, go big or go home.
They at least got to be competitive.
I mean,
they gotta at least take a team to 7 in the second round or something.
No, the conference finals, I think. If they lose in the second round again.
Yeah, no, it's no second round. No second round exits for them. Not for Bud.
No.
Let me think. Oh, I guess it's not much to mention. I mean, it is. I'll just mention it. Paul George also signed his extension with the Clippers.
Damn.
Right.
It's not much to mention. Damn.
Some big moves.
No, I just mean like moves. It wasn't as big of a deal as Giannis, because there isn't this like.
I do want to say.
Where's he gonna go?
Yeah, I do want to say this about the Giannis deal. This just kind of like nuked Miami's 2021 offseason plan, because we already talked about how I think they're taking a step back this year. I think the finals appearance was a bit fluky, in my opinion, but I think now Kawhi's going to be the premier free agent on the market. We'll see what happens by that time in free agency. I don't think he's going to join Miami. I think it's more than likely.
What about Embiid?
I ain't trading. Depends. But
I mean,
basically, Miami's plan went from Giannis to now they got to figure something else out, because they're stuck. If they don't, they got to get another star, else they're stuck. And but what you said, Max? Shout out Paul George. I am a soldier in the Paul George Army, and thank you for signing.
Oh my god. Anyways, from the Contested NBA podcast, if you guys heard anything you disagree with, I heard a lot. Personally, I'm just kidding.
No, but I'm happy to see you resign. I mean, anyone who said that the Clippers shouldn't have re-signed him are just like being dumb. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're calling out the group chat?
Yeah, bro. Because like, what are you just gonna let him walk?
Yeah, no, it's.
I know.
I mean, you were saying like, no, you were saying like, your whole point was it wasn't a waste of all those draft picks and Shea and Gallo if he resigns, which he is, and hopefully Kawhi can resign too.
If Kawhi resigns, then that trade is 100% you do it. But at least in the scenario Kawhi leaves, at least you have a premier guy in Paul George there for the next
and
4
trade
years.
value.
Exactly. And if it all blows up, you could at least Paul George is more valuable on the trade market with 4 years on his contract versus 1 year.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah.
Let's move on into our main topic tonight, which would be seeding. Do you guys, first of all, this season, I'm sure everyone at home is also trying to like figure out their own personal seedings. It's extremely tough, but we are here to help you out. Never fear. Contested NBA podcast is here. Anyways, so let's get. You guys want to start with the East or the West? Don't hang your head in shame. Come on.
Let's start with the East.
I'm making us
that's
interesting to listen to.
I feel like the East is a lot easier to predict.
Come on. Okay. If I'm not spewing stupid hot takes, then I might as well be a little, corny at times.
I'll have a hot take in the next pod. So stay tuned.
Okay.
The Eastern Conference.
Eastern Conference. So first of all, let's get rid of the Cavs.
Yeah.
Later.
The Bulls.
Yep.
Actually, we'll discuss the Bulls a little bit.
No, but get them out. They're not making the playoffs.
Maybe we should discuss why they're not. Whatever.
Because they don't have enough talent.
Pistons. Nope.
Oh my God.
Magic. Nope. Hornets. They're going to be competitive, but
maybe
nope.
competitive.
I don't think they're going to be competitive. Man.
They're not. They're not going to make the play.
But whatever.
Competitive, but not make the playoffs.
Yes, competitive, but not make the. I'll put an asterisk there. Knicks. I can nix them off the.
the four big man lineup with RJ at the point.
Dude, I want to see that so badly. Actually, I just want to see it like it's like a big FU to basketball.
Man, Tom Thibodeau should have waited until a better job opened up. This Knicks thing is gonna just crush the rest of his resume.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know. I still think he'd be a good, he's obviously still a good coach, but it's just going to waste his time, honestly. Okay, so we are now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 teams: Bucks, Pacers, Heat, Wizards, Celtics, Hawks, Nets, 76ers, and Raptors.
Okay, I think we should go 1 through 8.
You want to say our individual predictions first and then come together and make one?
Well, no, let's try to make one. I mean, at the top, I'm pretty sure we all have the same team.
Bucks.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Because the Bucks are just,
they're the regular season kings.
Yeah.
I think the second one will be the Nets.
Yes. Also. Ooh.
Okay, explain.
Well, majority vote.
I'm going with Ethan's team, man. The Boston Celtics.
What the fuck?
That boy Tatum is coming out hard for that MVP, and I think with the Nets, I know Kemba's going to be out for a little bit, but I think the Nets are going to kind of be that team that they'll definitely get a higher seed, but it's going to be Kyrie's and KD's first season together with a new coach in Nash, while the Celtics are coming back, adding complementary pieces like TT and Jeff Teague, who both we didn't see TT, but Jeff Teague looked good in preseason as a backup point guard.
Yes, he did actually. He actually looked really good.
So I think they'll come back good, and especially Jaylen Brown taking another leap. I got Sixers second seed over the Nets.
Celtics.
They're Celtics, my bad.
Well, okay, so here's why I think a lot is riding on the Nets, obviously. I think their defense is a huge problem. They obviously have Jared Allen, DeAndre Jordan. They're good but they don't really have any.
DeAndre Jordan's washed.
Fine. They do have some okay pieces for that post defense, but the perimeter defense, they're completely lacking.
When you think about it, I never think about, what are the Nets defense looking like? But when you bring it up and you start going down the roster, you're like,
dun, 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 dun.
like Joe Harris is your best wing defender. God,
I still think it's going to be impossible to stop that offense.
Yeah.
So third,
I have the 76ers.
Whoa,
Yeah, I would agree with that, but I would say that the 76ers and the Celtics are going to I
have the Celtics fourth.
Oh, I thought you guys were going to flip with me and put Boston at third because I had Brooklyn at third.
I really think the 76ers did such a good job this offseason, as much as I hate to say it. But, I mean, based on what their team is right now, there's the whole Harden thing that could happen. But based on their team right now, they got shooters around Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, the most important part of their offseason, along with getting a new coach and Doc Rivers. And I know we've shit on Doc Rivers before, but that doesn't make him a bad coach.
Which people think can't be true for some reason.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. But also, I just really think with Daryl Morey too, Daryl Morey has already done such a great job with the 76ers this offseason. Great coaching hire, great additions and trades. And I think we talked about it on the last podcast or 2 podcasts ago. I can't remember when we talked about trades. But one trade that really flew under the radar was the Josh Richardson for Seth Curry trade, which, first off, Seth Curry and Doc Rivers already have that chemistry, so to speak, because Seth is his son-in-law. But,
it's all in the family.
I really feel like and Joel Embiid also came out in an interview and was saying how much he likes Seth and how he can take on that JJ Redick role, which was super, super important for their success 2 years ago.
Plus, he brings more than JJ Redick on the part of being able to play make.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was going to say he'd be just a better version of JJ Redick. And Doc used JJ great in LA with the Clippers, so I don't see why Seth won't flourish.
So he's got a lot of firepower around him.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I have the 76ers at a 3 seed. I think I really think they're probably going to take a team to 7 second round, maybe make the Eastern Conference Finals. Not sure about that. But I think they're going to be really good this year.
So 7 games in the second round. They're really just fighting to get back to 2019. But anyway, no.
It's just because the East is so the East is actually competitive this year.
This is why I'm a little bit skeptical about who to put 3 and 4 is because the Celtics are going to start the year slow. Exactly. They do have Kemba down, which I don't think is going to be such a huge problem. Tristan Thompson as well. But the 76ers, they have a healthy roster right now. But the thing is, can they figure it out in time to get that head start to put them in the 3rd seed? So there's a couple of underlying questions about both teams. So for me, it's one of those 2 for 3 and 4.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say I agree with most of your guys' points on Philly, and I think they could definitely be a 3rd seed. But obviously, I have Philly at 4th the way this is going. But I don't disagree with any of your guys' points. They did exactly what they need to in the offseason, but I still think they're that team that's a work in progress at the same time while improving significantly, in my opinion.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I just had the Celtics at 4 just because Kemba's not going to be – I guess it's not too long, or I feel like they're going to start out slow, and Kemba's going to have to, load manage until the playoffs because of his knee. And also Tristan Thompson isn't playing yet, and he won't be there for, a week or 2 to start the season. So I feel like the Celtics are going to get off to a slow start. And, Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart can only carry a team so much. And the shitty part about the Tristan Thompson injury is, he was our signing that kind of filled our need. So we're not going to have that, especially because I think our first 2 games are against Joel Embiid and Giannis. So that's going to hurt.
First 2, that's a tough.
Oh, wait. Are the Celtics in the same division as the 76ers?
Yes, it's the Celtics.
So they're going to be seeing them a lot.
The Celtics, 76ers, Raptors, Nets.
Yeah.
And Knicks.
Okay, so those first 4 teams are
those are serious.
Probably the best division in basketball. I mean, fuck the Knicks, but if we're
not
talking
the
about
best division in basketball.
Nah, that shit's better than Pacific.
No, what? That shit's better than the
No,
Pacific
you're
Division.
right. Just because of the Suns. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
No, but the Kings are better than the Knicks.
Yeah, but bro, okay.
I can't
listen
believe
to
it.
who. No, I want to bring one because I actually want to talk about this. I'm gonna go over the best players in the Pacific Division: Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons,
Pacific?
Kevin. Oh, what did I say? What is their division?
North.
I don't know.
Division.
The Celtics division.
Okay.
They own it.
They got Kevin Durant, who's the second best player in basketball. Kyrie Irving, who you could argue, not even argue, I feel like he is a top 3 point guard.
3-4 there.
Joel Embiid, second best center. Ben Simmons, who is a freak of nature besides shooting.
And Giannis, who's a freak of nature.
You got Giannis. You got Giannis. Oh wait, Giannis isn't in the division. Never mind. But
yeah.
You got Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, who could very well be in the MVP discussion this year, especially if like during the time the Celtics have these injuries, and if for some reason the Celtics go off and Jason Tatum's carrying, then he'll definitely be in that discussion. Yeah, man. I think who else? Nets, Sixers, Celtics.
Got RJ Barrett and Obi Toppin.
Oh, and the Raptors. And I know the Raptors stop. And I know the Raptors aren't as good as last year, especially because they lost some big pieces. But they still got Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam.
Pascal Siakam and his unstoppable spin moves.
I love the video where it's like Pascal Siakam in the playoffs and it's that gorilla spinning in his cage.
It's just
oh god.
Pascal got him some offensive moves.
So bad on so many levels. Okay.
I can't tell if that video is racist or not. I feel like there's a little bit of racism went into that video.
All right.
No, man, nah.
It's 100. It's there. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, but the Pacific Division, I don't want to touch on this. The Pacific Division has LeBron, AD, Kawhi, Paul George, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, Steph Curry, James Wiseman.
No, don't add James Wiseman. Don't.
Why?
If he's a hybrid of Duncan Robinson and Chris Bosh, sure, but not right now.
All right.
You mean David Robinson?
Well, Duncan Robinson.
Duncan Robinson.
He can shoot the 3 lights out, and also
that's really old head of you to not include the younger generation. De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. We got Ethan's point.
Anyways, let's move on. So the 5th seed, we can all agree on who the 5th seed in the East will be. Miami Heat.
Yeah, I have Miami as well.
6th,
Raptors. Yep.
I actually didn't think about that. Yeah, okay, right. I'm on board with that.
I'm gonna say 7th? The Raptors, just because. Well, the Raptors are obviously going to fall, and I know they've been a great regular season team for so long, but I think it's caught up to them at this point.
I mean, these teams are so much better.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, 7, I have the Wizards.
Same.
I feel like they're a lock for the playoffs for sure with Westbrook, and as much as people hate on Westbrook, but he's still Russell Westbrook, and he's still he's going to have some great games, he's going to have some bad games, but also with Bradley Beal, I think Thomas Bryant is a good piece. Davis Bertans, Max's guy.
Yeah, the Latvian laser. You know what? I'm gonna actually say I think the Wizards could be higher than the Raptors.
I could see.
I think they have a much more talented team. On paper, they have a much more talented team. They have a lot of really good young talent, like you were mentioning.
Denny. I don't know how to pronounce his
Denny
last name.
Avdia, who's actually looked good.
Yeah, I do want to say I remember last season, like everyone had the Raptors low, and then they got the 2nd seed. So we'll see. We'll see with them, but I could see the Wizards jumping them for that 6th.
Yeah, but last year they also had like Ibaka and Marc Gasol, who are both gone now, and those were 2 like really important pieces of them. And who they had, fucking Aaron Baines, get the fuck out.
That fool is like Remember when Aaron Baines was dropping like 30 bombs in the beginning of the season, hitting every three?
I know. He's
Yeah.
still gonna get murked in the paint by any big man ever. But also, Nick Nurse, if you're listening, start Chris Boucher. 1, because he's better than Aaron Baines, I promise you. 2, because he's on my fantasy team.
Right. Okay, so the 8th seed in our standings is between the Hawks and the Pacers.
I'll go Hawks. I think the Pacers are a more sound team, but I just like the Hawks more.
I
guess that wasn't that hard. I thought the East would be hard.
No, that 8th seed is kind of tough. I feel like, the Pacers still have Brogdon, Sabonis. They still have the same team from last year, and they were a 4 seed. And I know the East is a lot better this year, but I feel like it's going to be close. I wouldn't be surprised if the Hawks just miss. Oh, but there's also the play-in, so.
Right.
I'm gonna say the Pacers.
Right.
I feel like the Pacers. I feel like the Pacers get that 9 spot, and then
the play-in thing is so true because that's going to be crazy in the West.
Yeah, the play-in. The play-in in the West is going to be. Oh, isn't it like two series?
Yeah, I think it's 9th and 10th, and then the 7th and 8th.
Holy crap! All right, we spent too much time.
7 and 8 is weird though.
No, I'm pretty sure it would be 7 and 10, right?
Yeah, it's something like that. The play-in's going to be a bigger factor this year.
It would make more sense if it was 7 and 10 versus 8, and then 8 and 9.
All right, let's get to the West. Let's try to do this in 10 minutes.
We're okay
because we're at like 30. We're at like 40 minutes right now.
I have the Lakers first.
Oh wait, no. Let's go bottom. So who can we count out?
Minnesota out.
Minnesota.
Kings
Timberwolves are for sure out.
Sacramento.
Kings are out. Thunder out.
Thunder are so far gone.
Yeah. Spurs gone.
Spurs get them out.
And then everything else we have to discuss. All right.
Wait, nah.
Unless you want to say Grizzlies.
Team. Grizzlies aren't making it. I'm sorry.
I don't think they're going to make it, but I think Grizzlies and Pels are going to be fighting to get in.
That's fair. I don't think the Grizzlies are really going to be fighting.
And also,
I think the Pelicans genuinely have a chance this season.
I think we should bring this up before we get into the seedings because it's such a main thing. So much depends on Houston seeding, on whether or not Harden is not toxic during the year.
Right. And even then, who they get back.
Yeah.
Because they're still going to try to compete when whoever they get back for Harden.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So, but let's just say, for the sake of the argument, Harden stays with the Rockets, or they don't dip or rise all that much from.
Okay.
For
so
when Harden
let's just make the standings if Harden stays.
That's kind of how I did my standings.
So
first, I got Lakers.
Okay. We got Lakers. Second, Clippers.
Nuggets.
No, Mavericks. Third.
Wait.
Do you have the second? Who's your second?
Lakers.
Who's
the first?
Clippers.
What?
Well, we coming out the gates hard, bro. We coming out
hard.
You're
tripping. No, you're tripping.
New
Lakers are taking the first seed.
I ain't tripping. I think Lakers
home court
get the
advantage this season is gonna be so important.
I think the 1 and 2nd seed is definitely gonna be Clippers or Lakers. I'm just gonna go Clippers first because I'm a Clipper fan, and I think they're gonna come out the gates.
You're so biased.
And I think they're gonna. Could they not get the first seed?
They could.
What are we doing here? Yeah.
I really don't think so.
It's just the
and
Clippers.
First of all, they improved. They were the 2nd seed last year, and they improved.
So did the Lakers.
So. I think
feel
they got talented. I don't know if they improved.
I feel like the Lakers.
I think Schroeder's their big improvement. I think Gasol and Trez are just kind of there.
Let me make one. I'm not going to be a delusional Laker fan and say Taylor Horton Tucker is the next star or whatever. But I will say this. The Lakers do have an opening spot at the guard position. And Taylor Horton Tucker has looked nicer in the preseason than he has before. He can possibly fill that slot.
I think he could be a rotation piece, sure.
Yeah, I think the Lakers got better, but I also think the Lakers would just be a better regular season team than the Clippers. Not necessarily throughout like the rest of the year in playoffs, but yeah. I say Lakers.
As we saw from last year, they really do care about the first seed.
Yeah.
Well, this year it might be different though, because they already got the chip, and you already know LeBron and AD are gonna coast a bit.
Maybe.
Yes.
There's no way LeBron doesn't coast.
Yeah, I mean he coasted last season.
Nah, he wanted that MVP. He was going hard. What are you talking about?
I don't think so.
All right, second seed
okay,
for
whatever.
let's get on with it. Second seed, I have the Nuggets.
Second seed?
Yeah,
Ooh,
just because I don't
second
know. I
seed,
feel
got
like
Lakers.
the Nuggets are just gonna be like that really good regular season team in the West.
Don't make the
And
same mistake me and Alex made last year.
I don't think they're going anywhere again. Like definitely not Western Conference Finals bound.
What mistake did we make last year?
We put them first.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm not thinking like that.
We also lost Jeremiah Grant. Is that his name? Jeremiah? I don't know.
Jeremy Grant.
Jeremy Grant. Yeah.
They got J. Mike though.
J. Mike is solid.
Yeah, I also feel like I hate to say it, but I feel like Jamal Murray is going to take a step up. And I think MPJ is also going to take a decent step up.
He'll be good.
I don't know.
Who's
That's
your
just
second seed, Max?
Second seed would be Clippers for me, and then Nuggets.
I got Clippers third, so I guess flip flop.
I got Mavericks third.
Damn.
Luka MVP here. I don't think he'll win MVP, but I think he'll be in the discussion. I think he'll be probably top 2. I think he's going to carry the Mavericks to a third seed.
Oh man, you guys are not gonna like my Mavericks pick.
Well, who's your third seed? Nuggets, you said?
Probably Nuggets.
Fourth.
Who's your guys' fourth?
The fourth, I got the Rockets if like Harden situation works out with them.
Who you got?
Oh, I don't know, man. I really want to.
I know this is so hard.
Okay. Here's the thing.
Nuggets. I got Nuggets fourth, by the way. Before continue.
So who's? Oh, okay. You have Mavs.
I have Mavs.
So here's the thing that's like really tripping me up, and you're gonna think I sound like Joey. I want to put the Warriors higher, man.
No.
Why wouldn't they go higher? Why wouldn't they go? Why?
Because they have no bench.
Because it's Steph Curry and a bunch of parts.
Okay, explain to me why they wouldn't be better than the Suns.
I think the Suns just have
more pieces.
I think Booker is better than anyone on the Warriors other than Steph. I think Chris Paul is better than anyone on the Warriors other than Steph. I think DeAndre Ayton's better than anyone other than Curry on the Warriors.
But that Warriors starting 5 is pretty good. It's pretty good.
Decent. I don't think it's going to win a lot of regular season games.
Right.
Okay. So what are you saying? Are you saying Warriors 4?
I want to put them 4.
If the Warriors get a top seed, it's because Steph Curry's playing 40-plus minutes a night, dropping 35-plus points.
Steph Curry's got to be like in the MVP discussion.
Steph Curry has to have a crazy monster year because, I mean, literally anytime Steph hits the bench on that team, they're just going to be horrible.
Yeah. Well, let me. Okay, I want to say.
Except when Brad Wanamaker comes off the bench.
Yeah.
Oh, did they really get him?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I didn't know that.
Max. Oh, now they're a lock for 4th seed.
I was never very high on Brad Wanamaker to begin with.
Okay,
so the next 4 seeds for me would be some combination of the Mavs, Suns, Rockets,
you gotta pick one for 4th,
and Warriors. I don't want to.
No, you gotta.
I don't want to.
So who's your 4 seed then?
Pick it. If you want to say Warriors, go ahead.
I'll go safe. I'll go with the safe bet and put the Suns. At 4. Then I'll put the Mavs at 5.
I got Mavs at 5.
I got Portland at 5.
I got
Mavs at 5, Suns at 6, Warriors at 7, and Blazers at 8.
Whew. Whoa, dude, mine is so different. Should I just go down my 5 to 8 because Max?
Yeah. Just go down.
Yeah, 5 through 8.
Okay, so I had Nuggets 4. So then Portland's 5, Phoenix is 6, 7th if Harden stays Houston, and then 8th is Utah.
So the Warriors don't make it?
Yeah, no, they don't.
Okay, now the Warriors are for sure better than the Jazz.
I don't know if they are though.
They might not be. I mean, Steph.
Bro,
Steph,
okay, listen. You got Steph. Okay, who's gonna be the main pieces?
Steph,
Draymond
Kelly,
Green, Kelly
Draymond,
Oubre,
yeah,
Andrew
Wiggins,
and Steph Curry, and they have James Wiseman. That's fair to say. I think that's fair to say.
I feel like
that
no
he's
matter
gonna be the
what
biggest.
standings you make, it's going to be a hot take.
Yeah.
I know
in the
Golden
West.
State missing it is probably a hot take, but we'll see.
I think the Jazz miss it, if anything.
I got the Jazz and Pelicans missing the playoffs. I want to put the Blazers higher though.
I feel like they are a fifth seed. Like you got Lillard, Rocco, CJ,
if anything,
Nurkic a full year.
They have a very similar team to when they made that Western Conference Finals run, especially with Rocco. Rocco's better than Al-Farouq Aminu.
Yeah.
You know what might happen is Blazers 5, Mavs 6, Suns 7, Jazz 8.
I think
this is why I think the Mavs won't be as high as you think, because Kristaps is out for a while.
Yeah,
and the Mavs have a lot of problems with injuries.
Luka has that carry factor.
I might throw the Mavs down to 7 though.
Luka has that carry factor to where like he'll get you into the playoffs, but I don't think he can do it. Like he needs that co-star. But I mean, they do have Josh Richardson.
That's not a co-star.
No. I mean, like while KP is out.
I don't know. I might not have like the best case. I feel like the Mavs are going to be a top 3 seed this year. I don't know. I just feel like Luka's going to be on like his LeBron carrying shitty Cavaliers teams to a top seed.
Yeah, but Luka can't play defense for fucking.
Nah, he can't. But
I disagree. I don't think it's like that at all because of the fact that when LeBron did that, the East was kind of wide open because it was right before the Celtics super team and right after the championship winning Pistons. So it was really his for the taking. But this West is loaded, man. I mean, this is not easy for any team, even the Lakers. It's not easy for them. They're going to be the 1 seed with like 49 wins.
I'm excited to see how the West plays out. I feel like locks. I feel like playoff locks, like for sure. You know, you got the Lakers, Nuggets, Clippers. But after that, I feel like it's all a toss-up. Like, I wouldn't even be surprised if, for whatever reason on earth, the Rockets missed the playoffs.
Yeah, I think it's the LA teams, Mavericks, Nuggets, Portland, and Phoenix are locks to me, in my opinion. And then I think the last 2 spots, 7, 8, are open.
Suns are pros. I would give the Suns like a 87% chance to make the playoffs.
It's just it's their bench. That's the only thing that's like holding them.
Yeah, their bench is a little weird, but
I mean, unless Frank Kaminsky can show up to the occasion, their bench isn't really doing much, which is a good sign for the playoffs, honestly, because you shorten your rotation anyways.
I don't know.
Dude, I don't know any of these names besides like their starting 5.
I know, but the thing with Phoenix, it's like I think Devin Booker might be the second best player Chris Paul will play with right next to Harden. Like I think he's that good. I think he's going to take that much of a step
Devin Booker is going to have an amazing season.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. No, there's no way the Suns aren't like a mid seed in the West, like 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Let's okay.
Mavs might actually, dude. It's so hard. I don't know, dude.
I can't decide.
Like, okay, so the first 3 seeds are like 100% Lakers, Nuggets, Clippers. Like, no doubt about it. Unless something goes wrong with either team, you know, where like injuries could happen, or I don't know, maybe LeBron James sucks.
If Father Time finally is here.
If Father Time's
going to show up 2 months after he just won Finals MVP, come on.
If Father Time finally shows up like it did for Tom Brady.
It happens. It happens.
Anyways.
All right.
You know, like we got, dude, but like after the 3 seed, it's such a toss-up. Like the Suns could be like stupid good in the regular season.
Honestly, though, even the Nuggets being 3 isn't a lock.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it's a lock.
It's not a lock because you can have.
Nuggets top 4 is
look at
lock,
Portland first of all.
I would agree.
Portland.
Nuggets top 4 is the lock. Portland's dummy cold though, and they have a deep
Portland
bench.
probably has the most potential out of all these teams. Like they probably won't see that high, but look at all their potential. You have Dame coming off of not near MVP, but an MVP caliber season. You filled in the gaps with the wing defense.
Rocco,
Nurkic is
CJ,
back.
You have Nurkic for the whole
Melo. Still got Melo.
I mean, I guess because they got rid of Hassan Whiteside, who added some paint defense.
Hassan Whiteside's a bum.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say like he added so much,
I'm
but
not gonna,
he does add something.
He just did something every game where you were like, "What are you doing?" Like literally every game, he has the Kuzma effect.
Yeah.
So
okay, so Eastern Conference, we pretty much got it solved. Western Conference, we have no clue.
I have it solved, y'all. I promise.
Shit. All right, whatever.
I just don't see Steph Curry missing the playoffs.
No, Alex, you know what? You don't have it solved. If you have to put Clippers at the top because I'm a Clippers fan, you don't have it solved.
Dog, you're acting like them getting the first seed is crazy. But hey, it's fine. Whatever.
I really don't think they're gonna. I think that's the most improbable part of your entire standings.
How is that improbable?
I'm just kidding.
Improbable.
I'm kidding. But
oh man,
I just don't see Steph Curry missing the playoffs, bro.
I don't see it either. I really don't.
With the rest of his team healthy, given who they have, I just don't see it happening.
It's not a bad team. You just have to nurture the talent a little bit. Because look at their bench. Look at their bench.
Who?
Don't look too long, but just take a look real quick. You have Eric Paschall, who had a very surprising rookie season. He's probably going to get like a decent 13 points off the bench. You have Marquise Chris, who's a very decent shot blocker and rim runner. That's about it. But that's maybe all they need.
Listen, if Warriors make the playoffs, I think it's going to be a 7th or 8th seed. I don't see them in any scenario being better than Phoenix, Portland, Nuggets, Mavericks, Clippers, Lakers.
Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole's didn't he shoot like 23% from 3?
Jordan Poole's dog shit.
Stop. They got Nico Mannion.
Right.
I don't know. I think that's a really good.
It was a great pick where they got him. I don't know how he fell that.
The funniest tweet I saw was that Nico Mannion was falling because people saying he was a Trump dude.
Really?
Somehow that made him drop. I don't know.
Oh, they also have Damian Lee, who's all right. Ken Bazemore, who's all right. So they have a basketball team.
But their starting 5 is Ty Bowman's a basketball player. The Warriors have a basketball player.
They have
a talented starting 5.
They have a playoff starting 5. It just comes down to their bench.
Honestly, to me, if Warriors make the playoffs, it's because Draymond's comes back to being Draymond and Wiggins finally takes somewhat of a step. If Wiggins remains the same and Draymond is still the same Draymond that's been declining the past couple of years, I don't think they're making it.
All right, that's fair. Either way, the West is completely up in the air after kind of like the top 4 seeds, but we're going to wrap it up there. Not really.
Wait, I want to get into a quick segment. I want us to read our fantasy teams and just say one part of the fantasy, one part of your fantasy team, like you want people to like watch out for.
Okay.
So I'll start. So keep in mind, listeners at home, what is Ethan doing?
Just getting his fantasy team.
All right, let's wait for it.
Let's go, Max. Wrap your team off.
Okay.
My bad. My phone was at 1%, and my charger's across the room. All right.
So one thing I want to say is like we are in a 10-man league, so it can get pretty deep. Just so that way you guys have a reference of like how our teams are constructed. So I have LeBron, CJ McCollum, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Brandon Ingram, Hassan Whiteside, the Latvian laser Davis Bertans, Trez. I don't know what he's doing.
I still laugh every time I see him in a Laker uniform. Like
same, dude. Funny. I don't know what it's so funny. Colin Sexton, who's there specifically to trade with this one guy. Bojan Bogdanovic, Goran Dragic, Will Barton, and JJ Redick.
Sounds really good on paper.
I just there's something about my team that I don't understand, like why people aren't afraid of it. First of all, I have KD and LeBron, Brandon Ingram, Kyrie Irving. I mean, I got really good pieces. So I'm really excited to see how those 5 pieces like play out during the season.
I have I guess I'll go in order of like top, like in order of my drafts.
Yeah.
But I have Giannis, Kawhi Leonard, DeAndre Ayton, who I think we all think is going to take a really big step up this year. Jaylen Brown, Seth Curry, Michael Porter Jr., Kevin Love, Jonas Valanciunas, who I think is a very underrated piece, given that Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be out for so long. Spencer Dinwiddie, shout out to Max. I don't know why I didn't take him and let me draft him, but he's starting for the Nets apparently. Derrick Rose, Chris Boucher, who I think is a super underrated piece. I got him in the last round. LaMarcus Aldridge and Victor Oladipo, who are 2 people that I traded for today. It's kind of hard to go over what happened, but I like my team's rebounding, field goal percentage, and defensive stats. I feel like are going to be locks for me.
Yeah. All right. So I got Cat, Ben Simmons, Bam Adebayo, Chris Paul, Van Fleet, Wiggins, Gallo, Tyler Hero, Steven Adams, Wiseman, Duncan Robinson, Brandon Clark, and Mike Conley. I think I'm going to have a pretty good shot at winning boards, field goal percentage, assist every week, especially with Ben Simmons and Chris Paul. And I feel like I also got Tyler Hero, Gallo, Duncan Robinson, who will feed me a good amount of threes as well. So
I don't know what I'm going to win in besides threes, to be honest. And points.
I feel like there's no way I lose boards so with Kawhi and Jaylen Brown, I feel like that's easy 7 boards each per game. But then Kevin Love is like 10 boards. Valanciunas with JJJ out is like 12 to 13 boards. I feel like Ayton, like is like 12 to 13 boards, probably like 12. And then Giannis is like 14, 15 boards a game.
Yeah. I was just going to, I feel like I'm high on boards too.
And LaMarcus Aldridge gets like 9, 10 boards a game.
Yeah.
7.
Like, my first 3, I got Cat, Simmons, Bam, and then I got Adams. And I think those guys are just going to be board machines. So we'll see. Yeah. All right. These are our fantasy team, guys. If you disagree with it, go ahead and contest it.
If you disagree with what we drafted.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's going to wrap it up. We just wanted to do that quick little segment.
Well, and please let me know what my team is missing if you guys are listening. I have no idea. People aren't afraid of my team. I have LeBron, KD, Kyrie, and Brandon. How are people not afraid of my team?
I said it's a good team on paper. It's solid.
I don't know.
You probably won't lose points often.
Kyrie, yeah. Oh man, yeah. Kyrie was a steal, but hey,
Kyrie was such a steal. 4th round. Anyways,
all right.
Let's wrap it up.
From the contested NBA podcast, I'm your co-host Ethan Cope, here once again with Max and Alex. If there's anything you disagree with us on, go ahead and contest it. We'll see you guys next time. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. We're all available on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Later.
Peace out. Go Clippers.